It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Police will search bushland around Killingworth today after receiving a tip-off about the suspicious disappearance of Gateshead man Christopher Daunt. The 27-year-old builder was last seen at North Lambton in March, and police fear he's been murdered. Sergeant Dave Rose says new information this week has prompted the search.
Well, today, following information received, investigators from Lake Macquarie Local Area Command, Polair and officers utilising trail bikes and all-terrain vehicles will search bushland in the Killingworth area. Officers continue to appeal for anyone who may have seen or believe they may know the whereabouts of Christopher to come forward. They're urged to contact Charlestown Police Station or, of course, Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Police are investigating an overnight armed hold-up at a Cardiff supermarket. A man armed with a shotgun entered the store just after 7:30 and demanded the attendant hand over cash from the till. He made off in a waiting getaway car. The man's described as being about 190 centimetres tall with a skinny build and was wearing a long-sleeve hoodie, jeans and joggers. The New South Wales Planning Minister has told the government's development agency, Urban Growth, to work with Newcastle Council on a mutually agreeable outcome on building heights in the city's east end. Last year, one of 3 towers proposed for the city's east was set at 17 stories, but inner city residents fear this is too high and fails to take into account the city's heritage. Planning Minister Rob Stokes says residents' concerns need to be taken into account in achieving the best development outcomes for the city.
We know that that New South Wales is growing, and we want to share that growth as equitably as we can across the state. The Hunter has some great opportunities. Newcastle as a city, is just bursting with opportunity, and we want to do what we can to help unlock that opportunity.
The member for Cessnock is welcoming news the owner of the Kurri Kurri aluminium smelter is planning the next step for the site. Hydro is set to release an environmental impact statement by the end of the year, outlining its remediation demolition plans, with some of the contaminated waste to possibly be recycled. Clayton Barr says the site has enormous development opportunities, which in turn will create thousands of jobs. The Hunter is set to be at the forefront of the fight against the drug ice after the federal government announced $1 million is being made available for a new campaign. The Dob and a Dealer campaign asks the community to inform Crime Stoppers of any information of the supply of the use of the drug ice. Paterson MP Bob Baldwin says the community has the ability to stamp out the drug's usage within the area.
I think this will be a good campaign. The idea of a Dob and a Dealer will make sure that those eyes and ears out in the community are being effectively engaged. If people notice that somebody's doing the wrong thing, they can have it investigated, and we can all work together to stamp out crime in our community.
Singleton Council is giving small businesses the chance to learn the basics of energy management, with Council currently taking expressions of interest. The course includes training in how to understand energy use, as well as the collection and management of data. Those interested are encouraged to lodge an expression of interest before September 30.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club, Fishing Expo, September 13.
The Newcastle Knights are expected to announce Nathan Brown as their new coach within the next 48 hours. The announcement will end weeks of speculation where Parramatta coach Brad Arthur and South Sydney coach Michael Maguire were also pinned as possibilities for the role. Brown is a former St George Illawarra and UK Super League winning coach. Charlestown brothers Ty and Sean Swadling will look to reignite their Olympic hopes when they head to Spain today to compete in the World Cup trampolining event. The brothers were hopeful of making the 2012 Olympic team before Ty suffered torn ankle ligaments and tendons and Sean suffered a dislocated right knee. Spain will be a key warm-up event for the World Championships in Denmark in November, which will decide who competes at Rio in 2016. And in water polo, new Hunter Hurricanes men's coach Al Caldwell admit he feels under pressure to back up last season's astonishing National League campaign. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 8.